Welcome back to the Fruit of Evolution Anime Review episode number 11. Yes, the anime review is back for this one. Yes, I know it's been 7 months since the last video. Well, what's been going on for this one since then? Well, they had not released the new episodes yet. The season hadn't started yet. That's the reason why I'm doing the one right. And you're probably thinking, the season started 2 months ago. Why didn't you do it when the show started? There's actually been 2 reasons why, and this is the same thing for both free. Where, 1, I was waiting for the dub to come out, which dub hasn't come for this one. And 2, here's the other reason. I hadn't read the light novel that the night levels depth these episodes. But I read now volumes 5 and 6. So for the moment, I might be doing more soon, because I'm currently reading volume 7 right now. Right now, for this episode here, I'm discussing episodes 13 and 14 of the series, which is also the first 2 episodes of season 2, which is basically just adapting book 5, which I swear book 5 is actually quite short. I think it's like about 200 pages, while the 6th book is over 200 pages, and yet that gets 3 episodes. No, I'm not kidding about that. So, the name of these episodes are Welcome to Bustro Magic Academy, and Being a Teacher is Tough. So we start off with the episode with something that's actually, well, not in the actual book itself. I think this is a dream sequence. It's a actually dream sequence that's a bit of a flash forward, possibly a possible future, where you have Seiichi battling some guy named, what is his name here? Disuria. Yes. This is actually his first appearance. He is voiced by Veronica Lex. Yes. So, we see debut in this episode basically a handful of characters. I'll get to them. So then basically he wakes up and he's surrounded by his girls. His wife, Saria, his girlfriend, Al, his adoptive sister, cute little girl, Ugla, Lunia, his servant, first was his manservant, and yeah, basically him and the 5 girls he's basically surrounded by. Yep. So then they arrive at the academy. Baestra, who is the principal of the academy, or like the headmaster, basically is able to just kind of show her inside. And of course apparently this school is also like its own independent city kind of, and it's basically they reveal in the basically character study in the end of episode 2 that this academy is actually in neutral territory, so any of the previous countries can actually come here. So they go in, they just relax the office. Now Seiichi and Al are basically going to be teachers. Saria and Luna are going to become students, while Ugla is becoming she's Seiichi's assistant. Now, then we introduce to the right now anyways, the vice home teacher, Beatrice, who's voiced by Danny Chambers. Yes, this is her anime debut. Now, you're probably thinking, when you read from the books 5 and 6, is it different from the way it's presented here? Not much different per se. She's portrayed very similarly the way she is in the books. I think the only difference is that she's a little more aggressive in the anime than she is in the books. So it's basically she chastises the principal for doing all of his own without informing anybody of his leaving. And of course about paperwork. And now in the book, basically she's introduced to like all the girls, like basically their connection to Seiichi. This happens a few times in the books. In the 2 books that I've read so far, where basically Saria and everybody else is introduced to what their role is. So they arrive at Class F. Now in the book, it's in a rundown building. In the anime, it's in the main campus building. I'm not really sure why in the world that they made this change for. I thought this was kind of weird. And the way they presented the class in the actual book itself, it seemed like it was a little bit bigger and had more than 4 students in it, because there's actually another girl actually in this class who's actually not here. They describe her in the book as with long platinum blonde hair. There is a girl in the class, only 1. And we're introduced to 4 people here. And the 4 people we're introduced are Brad von Lev Kaiser. Yes. And he is voiced by Patrick Maley. There's Agos Passion, which, look at him, he looks like Metal Bat from One Punch Man. Same hairstyle, he even carries a bat, and yet he is wrapped in barbed wire. I think I would say this, I'm like, wait, did the series rip off Walking Dead, rip off Negan with this character? Heck, it's the same exact outfit Negan wears. Yeah, same leather jacket, the barbed wire, basically, except it's red instead of being silver. But yeah, this character design-wise is a complete rip-off of Negan from The Walking Dead. I'm not really sure how they describe it. I don't remember how they describe it in the book, but man, like, the only thing different between him and Negan is that he has the twirly hair thing that sometimes Japanese characters are drawn with. He is a very aggressive person. Of course, he has no Sorichi. He's the homeroom teacher because he's the same age. Then we introduce the other 4 characters. We have, well, let's see if I can find them here. We have, well, there's Beast Person, that's what he's called. Yeah, he's a guy who thinks he's a bear because he wears a bear mask. Yes, a giant bear mask. Not really sure why this is. Did this character in the book? I don't think he did. It's like the class is like altered the way it was presented in the book. Helen is this beauty queen who actually has 100% on her test. Was the testing that actually, the way they presented in the book is that they had to resume taking tests. In the anime, they finished it. Yes. Where Angus gets a 0, the bear gets 95, the prince gets a 90. Yes, Brad is a prince, and he's not the heir apparent to the throne, he's the second in line for the throne. His brother introduced in the next episode. So, by the way, Helen herself is voiced by Morgan Lea. I think that's to pronounce his name. Brad Lev Kaiser is voiced by Patrick Mealy. Dalton Walker voices Aga Pearson. And we also see Karen, where she just somehow smells Sorichi's there, so he basically just looks around school for him. No, seriously, that's what she's doing in these 2 episodes. Just looking for him. Oh yeah, and also we get proper introduction to Saito Ari. Yeah, we get much more proper introduction to this character. She's actually seen in present day. And this is her official appearance in episode 2. So, then of course, basically, well, everyone else basically walks along. Also, Saria has this thing where he transforms into a gorilla for everybody. And, by the way, she reveals to everybody after everybody leaves that, of course, after she used herself, Orgava, and after everybody leaves, then she mentions, oh yeah, I'm actually Sorichi's wife. And he also has a girlfriend and a manservant. It's quite hilarious. And like, what? You're his wife? Yes, seriously. So, then they have the practice combat training. And, like, Helen goes first. Like, Argus won't go first, but Helen gets ready. Before they come in, we're introduced to Brad's jerk brother. Yes, the guy is a jerk. And his name is Theobald Terra Kaiser, voiced by Kolosevi. And man, this guy is a prick. Like, my gosh. He thinks that everybody's like... Now, the way that they mention here that they shouldn't be bringing the same air as them, that is definitely from the book. I do remember that. But they were kept a different building in the way it was in the... I'm not sure why. It seems like for him, they kept his dialogue from the book, but they changed his ways where a Class F is. Oh yeah, and also he disrespects his brother, and it seems like Argus wants to fight him, and of course Sarah's like, ooh, I like to make you my woman. He's like, nah, I love Sorichi. Like, tries one more time, and of course, then he sees Sorichi, like, that, and of course he mentions that Sorichi's like, ooh, that's Sorichi. Interesting. This might play a role here. So, Helen tries her stuff here, and meanwhile, though, we stop there, and we have a meanwhile in another country, where we see, well, the sorcerer who works with Kaiser Kingdom. He's working with a demon. He's working for some demon cult members like Demon King. And they're about to leave. All of a sudden, we're introduced to two brand new characters here. Yes, and these characters are... We have Valter, him, and Agulura. And these two are your characters for the season. Yep. Well, they're kind of like demons, per se. And we see them basically tie up the person. And then we have later on what they're walking along. And... Excuse me, that's it for there. But... Definitely very interesting. In case you're curious, though, like in the book, do they have it where Karen reunites with Sorichi? Yes. I'm not going to spoil when that happened. Well, in the book when it happens, where it happens, but from what I can tell, that's going to happen in episode 16, which, from what I can tell by the title, I'm presuming that's the end of book 5. And given the fact that the titles of the next of episode 17 and 19, I'm presuming for that one that Phyllis Reed, those are basically book 6, and start episode 20 to presumably 24 is book 7. So I like the first season when they adapted the first 4 books of the series. This one, I think they're only just going to do 3 books this time. Yeah, but time will tell. And I may be here the whole time watching these episodes. Now, I got 2 done, and there's basically 4 episodes to be watched overall that were released dubbed. I think it's roughly about, since there's been 8 released dubbed, but 10 overall. I got roughly 6 left. So this shouldn't take me too long to get through this one. But as of right now, I'm going to be watching episode 19 right now because I did get done book 6. I've got part of basically book 7 now, but if I get the book done before I reach this 19, I might be go ahead and do the remaining episode or 2. Probably just do 1 just to catch up with it and just basically keep it there. Mostly, yep. But yeah, that's particularly it, particular view. Don't worry, I will be back to this later after my 3 interviews. But next one's going to be My Hero Academia. You're thinking, really? My Hero? What, is new episode released in manga? Well, there is new manga per se, but not the main series. One of the spin-offs. You'll find out which one it is soon. And after I get these 2 videos up, I'm going to go ahead and watch Trigun Stampede. Yep. Thanks you. Bye.